Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're setting our sights on India, a country that's really been making waves lately. And, well, we're going to unpack just what makes India so fascinating and what its future might hold. So for today's deep dive, we've got this pretty amazing transcript. It dives into India's history, its economy, its place in the world. And, yeah, I think we're going to uncover some really interesting stuff today.
Well, you're absolutely right. India is a place of incredible contrasts. You have
Uh-huh.
this ancient culture, this rich history, but at the same time, you have cutting-edge technological advancements happening.
Yeah, and speaking of those advancements, how about India becoming the fourth country to land a spacecraft on the moon?
It's a remarkable achievement.
It really is. And not only that, they stuck the landing near the lunar South Pole, the first ever landing in that region.
Right, and that's not just a win for India, that's a huge leap forward for space exploration as a whole.
So tell me, why is the lunar South Pole such a big deal? What makes it so special for space exploration?
Well, the lunar South Pole is believed to hold vast reserves of water ice, and that's a game changer for future lunar missions, maybe even for establishing a permanent base on the moon.
Water ice on the moon. That sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It might sound like it, but it's becoming a reality.
So how would we even use this water ice? I mean, it's not like we can just drink it, right?
Not exactly. This water ice could be used to generate fuel oxygen, even drinking water for future lunar inhabitants. Imagine spacecraft refueling on the moon instead of hauling everything from Earth.
That would be incredible. It would revolutionize space travel.
Absolutely. It would significantly reduce the cost and complexity of space travel, opening up a whole new era of exploration.
Okay, so India potentially having access to all this water ice. How do you think this impacts the global space race? Does it become more collaborative or more competitive?
That's a great question, and one that I don't think we have a clear answer to yet. India's space program has traditionally been very collaborative, focused on scientific exploration and technological development. But as their capabilities grow and the stakes get higher, well, it's going to be interesting to see how their approach evolves.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears for a second and go way back in time. I mean, India's history is just as captivating as its space program. We're talking about civilizations that existed thousands of years ago, leaving behind these tantalizing clues for us to uncover.
Ah, yes. You're talking about the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the earliest urban civilizations on Earth.
Right. And what's so amazing is their level of sophistication. I mean, planned cities, advanced drainage systems, evidence of long-distance trade, and then poof, they just vanished. It's like a real-life mystery novel.
This is a mystery.
Yeah.
And archaeologists are still trying to piece together what happened to them.
We have these incredible ruins like Mohenjo-Daro, and then there's the undeciphered Indus script. It's like a secret code waiting to be cracked.
It really is. So many questions still surrounding the Indus Valley Civilization.
So what are the leading theories about what happened to them? Where did they go?
Well, climate change is one possibility. Major shifts in rainfall patterns could disrupt their agriculture and urban centers, leading to their decline.
Okay, that makes sense. But there's got to be more to it, right? I mean, climate change doesn't explain everything.
You're right. Another theory points to the arrival of the Aryan people migrating from the northwest. And this is where things get a bit more controversial.
Hold on, Aryan people. Isn't that tied to the development of the caste system? A social hierarchy that's still a sensitive topic in India today.
Exactly. The Aryan migration theory suggests that these people brought with them a social structure that ultimately evolved into the caste system, a system that divided society into rigid groups based on birth.
Wow, so events from thousands of years ago are still having a huge impact on modern Indian society. That's incredible.
It is. And the Aryan migration theory itself is a subject of ongoing debate and research.
Makes sense. So, with the arrival of the Aryan people, India's cultural and religious landscape started to change, right?
Yes, the Aryan people are credited with introducing Hinduism, a complex and diverse collection of beliefs and practices that became deeply intertwined with Indian culture.
Hinduism is such a vast and intricate religion. I've always found it fascinating. But didn't another major figure emerge a few centuries later? Someone who challenged the existing order.
Ah, yes. You're talking about Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha.
The Buddha. His teachings about enlightenment and liberation from suffering have spread far and wide. But I've always been a bit confused with the different schools of Buddhism. Can you break it down for us?
Of course. So Buddhism over time evolved into various schools of thought, with Mahayana and Theravada being the most prominent. Mahayana Buddhism spread primarily to East Asia. It emphasizes compassion and the idea of a bodhisattva, someone who delays their own enlightenment to help others achieve theirs.
It's kind of like collective enlightenment.
You could say that Theravada Buddhism, on the other hand, is dominant in Southeast Asia and focuses more on individual enlightenment through meditation and mindfulness.
That's helpful. Thanks for clarifying that. It's amazing how these philosophical differences originating in ancient India shaped spiritual practices and beliefs across the world.
It's truly remarkable. But let's not forget another major turning point in India's history, the arrival of European powers and the era of colonization.
Right, colonization had a huge impact on India, shaping the nation we see today.
Absolutely. It all started with the Portuguese in the late 15th century. They were followed by the Dutch, the French, and eventually the British, who gradually established control through the British East India Company.
And that colonial period left a lasting impact on India's political, economic, and social landscape.
Absolutely. British rule influenced everything from India's legal system and education to its infrastructure and economy. And of course, we can't forget the tumultuous partition of India and Pakistan in 1947.
A traumatic event that continues to shape relations between the two countries.
Indeed. It's a stark reminder that the echoes of history can be felt for generations.
It's true. But amidst these turbulent times, there's also a story of enduring love and architectural brilliance that emerged. The Taj Mahal.
Ah, yes, the Taj Mahal. More than just a beautiful building, it's a testament to the power of love and a masterpiece of Mughal architecture. Emperor Shah Jahan poured his grief and devotion into its creation, crafting a monument that would immortalize his love for his deceased wife, Mumtaz Mahal.
It's a story that captures the imagination. But I've heard that the Taj Mahal's construction also had a darker side.
That's true. The Taj Mahal's splendor came at a steep price. The immense resources poured into its construction drained the imperial treasury and contributed to Shah Jahan's eventual downfall.
Wow, it's fascinating how a single monument can embody such complex layers of history, beauty, and tragedy.
It truly is a testament to the complexities of human nature and the enduring power of love.
Well said. But let's shift gears once more and fast forward to modern-day India. The nation has been making headlines for its economic growth, becoming a global powerhouse.
That's right. India's economy has experienced remarkable growth over the past few decades. They're now the world's fifth largest economy and a key member of the BRICS nations.
The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, a group of emerging economies with incredible potential. What exactly makes India stand out within this group?
Well, India has a number of unique strengths, including a young and growing population, a burgeoning tech sector, and increasing integration into the global economy. They've become a hub for innovation, attracting investment and talent from around the world. It's exciting to see, but this rapid growth also comes with its own set of challenges.
Right, like every success story has its share of obstacles. What would you say are some of the biggest hurdles India faces as it aims to become an economic superpower?
Well, one major challenge is the need to shift from a service-based economy to one with a stronger emphasis on manufacturing. India's IT sector has been booming, but a robust manufacturing base is crucial for creating more jobs, boosting exports, and ensuring long-term economic stability.
So it's about diversifying their economic portfolio, so to speak. But beyond economic factors, what about social inequality? I mean, despite India's progress, millions are still living below the poverty line.
That's right. Addressing poverty and inequality requires a multi-pronged approach. You need investments in education, healthcare, social welfare programs to uplift marginalized communities and make sure the benefits of economic growth reach everyone.
And I imagine infrastructure plays a key role too. I've heard about massive traffic gridlock in major cities and the need for better transportation networks to connect rural areas.
You're absolutely right. Investing in infrastructure is critical for facilitating trade, attracting foreign investment, improving the overall quality of life. This includes things like upgrading roads, railways, ports, and energy infrastructure, which is a massive undertaking in a country as vast and diverse as India.
It sounds like India has a lot on its plate, balancing economic growth with social progress.
Right.
But let's zoom out a bit and consider India's geopolitical ambitions. How are they navigating the world of international relations, especially with their nuclear capabilities?
Well, India's nuclear program adds another layer of complexity to their geopolitical strategy. It began in response to perceived threats from neighboring countries, but their first nuclear test in 1974, codenamed Smiling Buddha, sent shockwaves across the globe.
Smiling Buddha. It's a pretty striking name for a nuclear test. I guess it was an attempt to soften the image of a nuclear-armed nation.
Perhaps. But there's no denying that India's nuclear capabilities have significant implications for global security.
So how does India balance its own security concerns with the need for responsible global diplomacy?
It's a delicate balancing act. India wants to be seen as a responsible global citizen while also asserting its autonomy and protecting its interests.
It sounds like they're walking a tightrope.
In a way, India's rise presents both challenges and opportunities, not just for them, but for the entire world.
It's a fascinating story unfolding in real time, but we've only scratched the surface of what makes India so captivating. We have explored their space program, delved into their ancient history, talked about their economic advancements and nuclear ambitions. But there's another layer to this intricate tapestry that we need to unravel: the vibrant and diverse culture that truly defines the soul of India.
You're right. We can't talk about India without celebrating its incredible cultural landscape. A land of ancient traditions, colorful festivals, artistic expressions that have captivated the world for centuries.
From the intricate rhythms of Indian classical music to the mesmerizing movements of traditional dance forms, India's cultural heritage is incredibly rich. And let's not forget Bollywood. It's a global phenomenon.
Bollywood is more than just entertainment. It's a powerful lens through which we can understand contemporary Indian society, exploring social issues, challenging norms, celebrating the nation's diversity.
Speaking of diversity, India is home to over 2,000 ethnic groups and a multitude of languages and dialects. It's a true melting pot of cultures and traditions.
And that diversity is both a strength and a challenge. It fosters creativity and innovation, but it also requires careful navigation to ensure social harmony and inclusivity.
It's about finding that balance between celebrating differences and fostering a sense of unity.
Exactly. And that's where the concept of unity and diversity comes into play, a core principle of Indian philosophy that emphasizes the harmonious coexistence of different cultures and beliefs.
It's a beautiful concept, and one that the world could certainly learn from. But as we delve deeper into India's cultural landscape, we'll uncover the principles and philosophies that have guided this nation for centuries.
And we'll explore how these ancient wisdom traditions are being reinterpreted and applied in the modern world, offering valuable insights into the human condition.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey so far, and we've still got so much to uncover. But before we continue our exploration of India's cultural tapestry, I want to pause for a moment and ask you, our listeners, what's resonated with you the most so far? What's piqued your curiosity?
What aspects of India's story have surprised you, intrigued you, or made you want to learn more?
We've covered a lot of ground, from ancient history and space exploration to economic challenges and cultural intricacies. But we're just getting started. There's a whole universe within India waiting to be explored, and we're excited to continue this journey with you. All right, so we're back and ready to dive even deeper into India. We've traveled through their history, marveled at their space program, and even grappled with some of the complex challenges they face. But there's something we haven't fully explored yet, something that truly captures the essence of India, and that's their culture.
You're absolutely right. India's culture is incredibly rich and diverse. It's a tapestry woven from countless threads of traditional language, art, and spirituality.
It's like a symphony of colors, sounds, flavors, each element contributing to this incredibly vibrant and dynamic whole.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Think about the intricate rhythms of Indian classical music, or the mesmerizing movements of Bharatanatyam dance, or the explosion of colors during the Holi festival. Each of these offers a unique glimpse into the soul of India.
And of course, we can't forget Bollywood. I mean, who doesn't love a good Bollywood movie with all the singing, dancing, and drama?
Bollywood is more than just entertainment, though. It's a cultural phenomenon that reflects the dreams, aspirations, and anxieties of modern India.
It's a way for people to escape, celebrate, explore all at the same time.
Exactly. And when you look at the themes explored in Bollywood films, you can really get a sense of these social issues and cultural values that are shaping contemporary Indian society.
And speaking of society, India's cultural landscape is also a reflection of its incredible diversity. I mean, over 2,000 ethnic groups, countless languages and dialects. It's a true melting pot.
And that diversity is what makes India so fascinating. It's a world within itself, with each region offering its own unique traditions, customs, and perspectives.
It's like every corner you turn, there's something new to discover, a new story to hear, a new flavor to taste.
But with this diversity comes a unique set of challenges, right? How do you maintain harmony and inclusivity in a society that's so incredibly diverse?
It's a balancing act for sure. Celebrating those differences while also finding those common threads that bind everyone together.
And that's where this beautiful concept of unity and diversity comes in. It's a core principle of Indian philosophy that emphasizes the harmonious coexistence of different cultures and beliefs.
It's a powerful idea, and one that I think the world could learn a lot from. As we wrap up our deep dive into India, though I can't help but wonder about the future. What's next for this incredible nation?
That's the question, isn't it? Predicting the future is never easy. But we can certainly look at the trends shaping India today to get some clues.
They're on this incredible trajectory of growth and development with a young population and a rapidly expanding economy.
Yeah.
So what do you see on the horizon for India?
Well, one thing is certain India is going to play an increasingly prominent role on the global stage in the years to come. They have the potential to become a major force in shaping the 21st century.
It's an exciting prospect.
Yeah.
But as we've discussed, there are challenges ahead too.
Right.
Poverty, inequality, environmental sustainability. These are all issues that need to be addressed for India to truly reach its full potential.
Absolutely. But throughout our deep dive, we've seen how resilient, adaptable, and innovative India has been throughout its history. So I'm optimistic that they'll find ways to overcome these challenges and continue on their path of progress.
Well, this has been an absolutely incredible journey. We've explored India's past, present, and contemplated its future. We've touched upon their scientific achievements, economic aspirations, and cultural richness. But most importantly, I hope we sparked a desire in you, our listeners, to learn even more about this fascinating nation.
India is a land of endless discoveries, and we hope this deep dive has ignited a spark of curiosity in you. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those questions coming.
And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into India. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.